Hey guys, Jeff Poole here with Shutter Magazine, and this month I want to talk to you about our #1 secret weapon when it comes to wedding shows, and that's the geofence. So guys, many of you are already doing Facebook ads, and we all know that we can target specific clientele based on their relationship status. And so for example, we can target an area up to 50 miles, and we can say, show these ads to anyone who has relationship status marked as engaged. But what happens when you're doing a wedding show and you want to warm up that audience in the area of wherever your wedding show's at? We can target that area up to 50 miles, but what happens if someone drives outside of a 50-mile radius to attend one of those larger shows? We lose that ability to be able to market to those people through the power of Facebook ads. And so what Lori and I have started doing is we have started geofencing the area of the convention center the day of the shows, maybe a one-day show or two-day show. But what we do is we drop a 1-mile radius target around that convention center. And sometimes even a mile is too large. And so if a mile is too large, if you're doing a smaller intimate show and a mile is too big, then you can drop those pins around that 1-mile radius and expand each of those out to exclude those areas. And what you end up with is a small area right in the middle of all those excluded areas that you're actually targeting. And that would be your convention center. And so what Lori and I do is about a week prior to the shows, we run awareness ads and we run lead magnet ads to have people come by our booth. But also on the day of the wedding, we actually the show, we actually geofence that to be able to capture those people that may be driving from 75 or 100 miles away to be able to attend that show. And so when we build those geofence ads, we set the audience to say anyone who has recently visited or is visiting this area. And that will account for those people that come in from out of town. And so think about this from a bigger picture. Once someone's arriving at the wedding show, maybe they don't find your booth and they decide they want to go have lunch, and they're sitting in the cafeteria and they're scrolling their phone and they see your ads. We've actually had couples come by our booth and say that they saw our ad while having lunch before they came in the show, and they had to find us, and they come specifically to our booth because of the ad that said, come by our booth for our show specials. That's really powerful when you start thinking about a show that might have 20, 30 photographers at that show. To have someone search out your booth because of an ad that you ran targeting them the day of the show. Now, combined with the power of lead magnets that we've been talking about, this becomes even more powerful. So again, from the bigger picture, when those couples come to our booth, our lead magnet is 8 tips to planning a stress-free wedding day, which was built through the sticky folio system, as well as pricing. Now, the tips for a stress-free wedding day may not always be enough to garner someone giving you their email address, because people are protective of that these days. But when you say, I want to send you more information about our prices and our show special, that 99% of the time will earn their email address. And so what we do is that lead magnet gets their email address, and then over the next several days, we have a nurture series that emails out more like no trust type emails. And I think we have 13 different emails that go out over the course of about 2 weeks. And so compared to the guys that have a fishbowl at their booth and they are just gathering leads on sheets of paper, and by the time those guys get home and break down their show materials and get all those emails transcribed into an email system and build one email and send out that email, couples that come by our booth have already received a lead magnet within 3 hours. That lead magnet is by means of a sticky folio that they download on their phone. So it has our Facebook pixel in it. And now they're also going to be receiving our emails, in addition to receiving ads that we dish out to them because they've triggered that pixel in our lead magnet. And so from a bigger picture now, when they come to think about who am I going to hire as a photographer, are they going to think about the guy that maybe sent them 1 or 2 emails after a show? Or are they going to think about the person that they have their mobile app on their phone? They also have emails coming in, and now because they have triggered our Facebook pixel, they are seeing our ads come through Facebook and Instagram for the next 2 to 3 weeks. It is so important to have your name out there in front of them all the time. You know, the old school way of marketing is you have to have someone see your name or your brand or your identity 3 times. Well, that's changed. Now it's 7 to 8 times that they have to see your message before they will pick up the phone or reach out to you by email. And so the next big tip that I want to give you guys is when you're planning this, we see a lot of photographers really rush into making their booth really pretty. And to me, your booth, the way your booth looks and how pretty it is secondary to what your workflow is on the back end. Because when couples get home and they've seen 20 photographers, they don't remember whose booth was whose. And so if you work from the end and you say, I'm going to build my email sequences, I'm going to build out my ads, I'm going to build out my lead magnet pages, I'm going to build out my entire workflow on the back end, it makes wedding shows a breeze. Because now when we walk into a wedding show and we complete that wedding show, we go home because they enter their email address in, they're going to be delivered our lead magnet and our ad, and our lead magnet. They're also going to be delivered Facebook ads, and they're also going to be delivered our emails that we have set up to build like, know, and trust relationship with them. And so build all that out first. And I promise that your wedding shows will be more of a success. And then power that with the ability to geo-fence that area around the convention center, and you'll have results that you've never had at a wedding show before. We did this yesterday. We had a wedding show yesterday, actually, and we did this exact same thing. We booked a wedding at the show. We booked a boudoir at the show. Lori has 3 boudoir inquiries, and I have 2 wedding inquiries right now that are from that show and have said that they want to book. So this show is already a success for us, and that's even the first day after the show. So I'm really excited about it, how it's working for us, and I hope that it works for you the same way. So until next time, thank you for tuning in to Shutter Magazine, and we look forward to future editions of the Business Corner. Take care, guys.